Friends 2.
We are with Trauma from Hed P E. Really good to meet you. I've missed you guys. I mean, you guys have been in Oklahoma City actually quite a few times. And
Yeah.
It was a couple times a year there for a little while.
yeah, and it seems like I miss you guys every time. Damn work. Our second job, man. Fuck that.
Oh, I hear you.
But really good to finally sit down and finally get a good chat with you. But with so many different songs spanning multiple albums, how do you define your set list each night? Does it change?
Okay, that's a good question. We go on a lot of different type of tours. I mean, as you and any Hed P fan knows that, like, with the exception of the first 3 records, like almost no 2 records are alike because now it's it's a band that's always evolving our sound. We're always trying to bring new fusions to heavy music. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so when it comes down to a live set list, that really has a lot to do with who we're touring with. You know, if we're out on tour with Cottonmouth Kings, you might hear us a little bit more inclined to play like the hip hop or some more of the grooving kind of stuff. Always going to play some heavy, stuff. That's just it's in our blood. That's what we have to. But then we come out with Mushroom Head, and then you'll hear more heavier songs. So a lot of that depends. Yeah, absolutely. We go with what tour it is, and when we headline, well, we just get to do a little bit of whatever we want, whatever we feel.
Good stuff. And that goes to show with your new album, Evolution. I mean, that's exactly what I've seen. It just evolves and evolves, and it just you get hip-hop pulled in with heavy metal, and then a little bit of reggae pulled in there.
Yeah.
I'm fucking loving this shit.
Well, I'm glad you did that, man.
Every fucking time you guys come out with something new, it's just, what the hell they at this time?
Well,
where are they going, man? This is awesome.
We ask ourselves the same question. It's like Evolution was done, and well, all right, let's even go back further than that. When we're talking about what we're going to do for Truth Rising, we're feeling like we all wanted to make a really thrash metal, like a lot of guitar leads.
Right.
I was a lot more busy on Truth Rising than any other record, because it's just a lot of double kick in there, a lot of crazy stuff. But then, it's like, oh yeah, that was fun. All right, now what do you guys want to do? Well, I don't know. What are we feeling like? And then we reference what we're listening to, like in our music player at the time, and that we're really enjoying. And I was like, well, how can we fuse some of that into the heavy music? How can we fuse some of this sound and turn these hardcore fans that we have onto something new? Which is something that I feel like we really try to do with each record.
Right.
Evolution, we wanted to pay our tributes to like classic rock icons, Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, but mixing it up with a little bit of Alice in Chains in there, and we wanted to have that whole like grunge crossover, classic rock with the heavy music, and that was kind of the idea. We were calling it the sound check sound at the time because it was really just a lot of grooves. Jackson and I were grooving like no turning back. We just some sound check. We're just around.
Well, that kind of takes me to my next one. Was like, how does your guys' songwriting evolve? How do you guys go about writing a song? Is it you got this cool beat and you take it into the room, and then he comes in with a killer guitar? I mean, how does it take shape? How does it?
Well, I'm glad you asked me that question because it's different. Like there isn't any one formula when it comes down to writing music in a band, because you're in a band. You got usually multiple people that like to write songs, and then you've got a bunch of people that you're jamming with, which throws in the real band kind of element. Like, what you're hearing is just what we do, and we're having fun together, gelling. Yep. And that's, so in the past, that's how the songwriting has been. It's been just a little bit of combination of, Jackson would have some riffs and some ideas, and I'd expand on it a little bit. And then others were, like I mentioned, sound check. We're just grooving and got some riffs. I'm like, don't forget that one.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
Do you guys ride on the road? Do you guys have a recorder back there? And
Absolutely.
Just hanging out and do that?
And with that being said, actually, it's really, I'm glad that we're talking about this, because with the lineup change in the band now that we had earlier this year, the writing process now, it's like, okay, now this is a little bit different. Now we're all in the front of the bus, we got the Pro Tools out,
Right.
and guitars
Right.
out, and we're actually just writing the next record. We're doing a lot of it right now, and between October and January, I'll be out in Orange County with these guys. We're going to be shredding it, getting it going. Hoping by April we should have something new.
So
Yeah.
awesome, good stuff.
And of course, respecting the Hed PE standard, we're going to be fusing some new sounds
Right
into.
on.
Of course, it's going to be heavy. It's got to
Okay.
be heavy. You know, it's got to be
Heavy's
heavy.
good.
Always good with
Heavy
that.
is always good, but that's where our hearts are at too. It's in really heavy
Sweet.
music,
Yeah, and it shows.
and but also we have love for reggae
Mm-hmm.
and groove and hip hop, So with this one, I can tell you that we're going to be fusing something that. We're going to be fusing this new genre. I don't want to spoil it, but
I was going, come on,
I know. I'm not going to spill the beans. Not spilling all the beans, but I will say that we're going to be fusing music in a worldly way to heavy music. We really want to start paying tribute to like the roots, rhythms, and I don't want to get too much more in depth with it, but I can tell you that it's going to be heavy, and the things that we're creating right now up on the bus, I'm just like
loving it. Huh?
yeah, I'm
Chills,
giggly all day.
chills,
Well, if
yeah.
it gets you that way, then surely it gets a lot of other people that way too.
One can only hope.
Now,
Absolutely.
were you a fan of, or did you listen to Hed PE before you ever joined them?
No.
No. Okay.
I got connected with Hed PE by a wrong phone number.
Yeah, we've heard that.
You've heard the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I got connected with Hed PE. So wrong. My cousin accidentally called his friend who worked at a studio across the alleyway from where Hed PE was auditioning drummers, and they had auditioned drummers like I guess all week or whatever. Couldn't find anyone that they really liked. Jared happened to go into the studio after my cousin accidentally called his friend and said, "Hey, does anyone know a drummer?" He was like, "Oh, I just talked to my friend. He's going to see his cousin play. His cousin plays drums. We're desperate for a drummer. We're trying to get all drummers to come and audition." So yeah, I had Jared. I met him over the phone. He emailed me 6 songs. I went and raged like a madman that night. I listened to him on the way up, and now 7 years later,
That is the craziest fucking way I have ever heard of anybody getting a tryout for a drug. I mean, it's like my fucking cousin called the wrong number and shit. So.
yeah.
It kind of reminds me of Clutch, how he only learned bass for Clutch because they needed a bass player.
Right.
I thought that was kind of cool.
Right.
Were you in any bands before? Did you play drums in anything?
Yeah, I mean, I was already a career musician.
Like
at
studio
the time.
and stuff?
Oh, I did some studio work. I did a lot of local stuff, local tribute band kind of stuff.
Local
Just
scenes are the best.
living ghetto fabulous
Yep.
down in Orange County.
Like she said, local
Playing.
Best,
Oh,
baby.
I was not mad. I gotta tell you,
He was the king.
Oh, dude, I loved it. Oh, it was great, man. We had, just a bunch of weekly gigs lined up. I'd have 4 or 5 gigs a week. That's all I did.
Right on.
Just go, play drums, get wasted for free,
Yeah.
get fed, and make good money. It was, it's still good
Right
money.
on.
It's still good
Sounds
money.
like the life.
Well, I like this better.
If you love it.
Tribute
yes,
gigs, you're usually doing like 2 to 4 sets.
Yeah.
This I like just shredding hard one set, just the whole time.
getting it all
I
out
don't have to
there.
pace myself.
Yeah.
I don't have to play quiet either. I can
Yeah.
just play as loud as I want all the time. You're doing the tribute gigs, you're in bars and that kind of thing or whatever, volumes, and it's just, this
There's
is
a
just.
high demand for tribute bands. I've
There really
noticed.
is.
It really is.
There really
Yeah.
is,
Well, it really is because they're free. They're not even like in the same league as obviously like original
Yeah,
music
of
and stuff
course.
because they're just feeling the need to
It's
play
something
some
else
live
completely to
music
write your own.
at little bars, But so I guess some of the select bands took that to the next level. Like what was it, metal schooler or metal church?
Middle school was.
Didn't they turn into Steel Panther?
Steel
right?
Panther, yes.
It was metal
Yes.
school.
It was metal school.
Okay, yeah. So, they started
Yeah.
off just kind of like doing
Yep.
that tribute thing, and then have like a kind of like a joking alter ego sort of deal, and
Yep.
then that's the thing
Yep.
that hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you just
Yeah.
never know.
So if you weren't in the music industry, what do you think you'd be doing right now?
Oh man, well before I got back into music, I was an executive VP of sales at a bank for 3.5
shit.
years. Yeah, well not really a bank, a lending institution.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, we did
Business
residential
man.
and
Suit, styles, all that
And oh yeah,
Nice.
yeah. I had I was running sales seminars, so I'd be training the sales floor, taking care of our marketing, that kind of thing. And
Would you like that?
no, I didn't. Well, the thing is it was a lot of money. Not more than I make now.
Right.
But
But now you're doing something.
but
else,
yeah,
so
it's not
right?
worth
Hell
it.
yeah.
I mean, it's
yeah.
no way to live waking up angry every day. It's no way to live. And I had like an
I feel
epiphany. Oh, I'll tell you, I had an epiphany. Dude. I got out of the shower, I was 300 pounds, getting dressed for work. I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, I just like had a vision, if you will, of me 20 years from now. Even more fat, even more unhappy, even more just hating myself.
Right.
I needed to make a change. I made a change. I went out and I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm not doing this anymore. I let this shit go way too long. I lost sight of what's important in life. You know what I
It's
mean?
really good for you. Many people don't get to have that epiphany that you had.
Oh,
They
I
like
had
the
it.
security of knowing what's coming next, and that's a brave motherfucker right there.
Well, dude, it just comes to show, man, we're all in control of our lives. You know what I mean? So take control. If you're not happy with what you have going on right now, just change it. Simple problem, simple solution. Doesn't make it easy, but it's really simple.
Right on. Where do you see the music industry heading in the next 5 years? Can anybody save it? And better yet, can we rebuild what's going on?
Well, that's an interesting question because you're talking about saving an industry. Now, music has been around as entertainment since, the ancient times with just drum.
Right.
People getting together and chanting and humming together, and so I don't think it's going anywhere, anytime
How about
soon.
the record
It just changes
companies
quite a bit.
and that type of thing? I mean, I know you guys are self-produced, self-managed, and all of that stuff. Mm-hmm. Is it better off that way for you guys, not having have to listen to somebody say, no, don't do it this way. You got to do it this way because this is what the fans are looking for. Do it this way. Well,
here's the thing with that is that no two bands are comparable on that level. I mean, because think about it, like a band that's up and coming that hasn't been established yet is really going to need to have someone telling them, showing them the ropes and whatnot. But a band like Hed P E, we've been around for over 20 years. You know what I mean? We're playing the largest shows that we've ever played in our entire lives ever, as of like right now. We just went to Poland and played in front of 700,000 people at the Poland Woodstock. It was like out of control. That was just like a month and a half ago. You know what I mean? We were out doing a festival tour there.
That's awesome.
We're in the Philippines, which we'd never been able to get out there before. So like all of the largest things in the history of the band, as far in terms of shows, in terms of just the overall things we're doing.
That's
significant.
exciting.
It's continuing to get better.
Good.
So that we're self-managed, but everything's already been established.
Right.
An up-and-coming band that wants to break through or whatever, that might be a different story, but not for us.
Right on.
I get that totally.
Right on. And every once in a while, you get to sit in with Mushroom Head a little bit, don't you?
Oh, I played with them from like 2012 to I want to say 2013. I was there for just about a year. And then they had a couple of guys come in, but I was filling in really. And but then it got to the point to where it's like, all right, I can't do both bands full time. You know what I mean? So
every now and then.
but Robbie is now the guy who came in right after me, took over. He's doing a great job, and he's a real cool guy. I lived on the compound there, Phildian's compound, from what was that, December of 2012 to January of this year. So we're next door neighbors.
That's awesome.
Jeffrey, nothing.
Too cool.
Yeah, and so we're all still really tight. I mean, that's like my family away from my family in Orange County.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. You got your own mask and everything, right?
Yeah.
That's too
Did you
cool.
get to make it yourself too?
No, it was actually already made because when I started, it was in the middle of a tour
Okay.
that situation happened where I was called upon again. Because Head to Head 2, I filled in for Rick when he had to get like a surgery on his knee. And so then I had just come and fill in. It was awesome. And then Hed 3 comes around. Now it's little Dan, who, you know, he had a Marilyn Manson drum teching gig. And so he, you know, went off to do that, but that kind of left Mushroom Head like kind of high and dry. Wow. So they called upon me once again. But this time I didn't stop, you know, like we just kept on going. I kept doing shows. You know, do the old school show, that was my own real persona. I just had like a Hannibal Lecter mask. When you start doing the old school shows, but it was awesome. Skinny and I, we were just reminiscing about that time the other night up on my bus, and
that is awesome.
Yeah, it's nothing but love for
amazing.
And for all of the Filthy Hands fans out there, I mean, you know, Evolution, we recorded all the drums at Filthy Hands Studio.
Nice.
So yeah. So it's all
too cool.
One fam, dude.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That is cool.
Got anything?
I was letting you wing this one.
Well, thank you very much, Trauma. I really appreciate.
It's been a pleasure
taking your time and sitting down with us.
Been an absolute pleasure. Real quick, I'd just like to shout out to my sponsors: Scorpion Sticks Percussion, Pearl Drums, and Soul Tone Cymbals, and Solon Art Collective. Thank you guys, and to all of our fans who keep us going and keep showing your support. We love you. We thank you so much. We couldn't do it without you.
Thank you so much.
Hey, pleasure, Randy.
Soul Tone's really getting out there.